Welcome to my tarot card reading for the month of June 2014. I would like to start announcing that I'm a writer at Desde Ahora, which is a magazine that is serving the Latin community in South America, Central America, Mexico. And I'm just reaching out if you know Spanish or you have family living in any of those countries, on any of those parts of the world. You can email me so I can, take under consideration your questions, and I can then make an astrological analysis of what you're asking me. I also want to mention my credentials. I'm a tarot card reader. I've been doing this for more than 15 years. And I'm registered as a tarot card reader. I'm registered as an astrologer. I'm also a minister. And education-wise, if you live in the United States, then you should know what I'm talking about. I have 2 bachelor's and a master's degree. I have 3 university degrees, in other words. Let's start immediately with the tarot card reading for the month of June. This is the opening, and we have Babalu, we have Ogun, and we have the Sun. Remember that the Sun for me, it means the Trimurti, this Indian Trinity. And in this case, it represents Shiva, the one that brings destruction, the end of something, to say it and sound a little bit dramatic. And then we have Ogun, which is a warrior who I compare a lot with Uranus, the one that is rebellious and likes to bring changes, quick and sudden changes. And then we have Babalu, which I associate with contracts, promises, and diseases, illnesses, and hospitalization. And this is something that is very obvious. The tarot cards here are talking about changes on allies, status related with allies, contracts, promises, all this kind of stuff are going to come to an end. There's going to be changes, there are going to be challenges, there are going to be battles, wars, upheavals, this kind of stuff that are going to be ensue due to a change on allies, contracts, be it financial, economical, or political motivated. Okay, that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. At the same time, I have to say that there's also an illness that is going to emerge. Is related with the water, but it's also related with the air. So it seems like it's 2 diseases at the same time. So we have to pay attention what it means. It could mean that there's water pollution, that we are all aware of that, but we're going to start seeing this kind of situation. But also a disease that travels with the air, related with dust. Okay, that's what we're going to start seeing, and that's the opening for June 2014. Okay, here we have the astrological cards, and notice that we have the Hermit here representing Virgo and Mercury, and then we have the Tower, and we all know the Tower. It represents Aries, Scorpio, Mars, and Capricorn, and it's talking about a collapse, something that is going to come to an end. Is closely related with an investigation. So we could say that there is news or leaks or a whistleblower, whatever you want to call it, that is going to filter information that is going to trigger changes, political changes, financial changes. That's what I'm talking about. Related with allies, contracts, promises, this kind of situation. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what the tarot cards are announcing. It could be a collapse, but it's something that is going to change. It's going to shake the very same foundation of many countries around the world, and that's what the tarot cards are letting us know. Here we have the rest of the reading. Let's start with the first week of June. The first week of June, we have the Ace of Cups, which represents marriage, but it also represents a contract for me. So we're talking about promises, like I said before. Promises and contracts are going to be emphasized during the first week of June. So this is about promises, things related with allies, diplomacy, this kind of situation, contracts, promises, etc. That's the kind of dynamic that we're going to start seeing during the first week of June. By the second week of June, what we have here is a waiting time. It's a waiting period where anything that was done during the first week of June, then is going to be a waiting time. It's a time that there are an expectation to see what is the outcome of what started during the first week of June. Then by the third week, it's about changes. It's a tarot card that is talking about changes, moving. So we have to pay attention because we're talking about financial, economics, and politics. Definitely is letting us know that there is going to be a shift regarding political ties, financial ties, promises, etc. A shift, change. If you look, we have here a door, if you can call that a door, or if you want to call it a door. But what we have here is that. So doors are done to cross from one point to another. Therefore, what we're seeing is exactly that. A change is a change of mind, if we can say that. By the last week of June, we have the Emperor. So this is about restructuring, a lot of reformation. Is going to be the order of the day, especially the last week of June. A lot of changes, a lot of reformation, a lot of things related with being rigid economically, financially, and politically. So we could be talking about governments that become more rigid, harsh, and a lot of austerity measures that are going to start being implemented, especially at the end of the week of June. That's the kind of dynamic. We're talking about fascism. We might be talking about totalitarian governments. We could be talking about communism. This kind of movement is also emphasized with when I'm talking about being rigid and restructuring. Okay. Now, when we put together the cards as a horizontal and vertical line, this is what we have. I talk about contracts, promises here, diplomacy, and here I mention changes, a move, a shift of mind, whatever, of opinion, whatever you want to call it. But the idea is that there are going to be changes related with diplomacy, allies, okay, and financial or economic partners. That's the dynamic that we're going to start seeing during the month of June. Then we have the Emperor. We have the Emperor letting us know that there's a lot of changes, a lot of restructuring, and this is a waiting time, a waiting period. So what we're going to start seeing is that there's going to be obviously a lot of laws that are going to pass, bills, whatever you want to call it, or movements, and they're going to be rigid. And nations, countries, regions are going to be waiting to see the outcome of this dynamic. When we put together the horizontal and vertical line, what we have is the Magician and the Judgment card. And this, I call it the existential vortex. And what we have here is the Magician, which is letting us know that there is stagnation. Things are not moving. The solution cannot be seen or cannot be understood. It's not easily perceived. Stagnant. Things are not moving. The energy is not flowing. And then we have the Judgment card. That the Judgment card is letting us know that there is fear to change. But we have to remember that everything is yin and yang, so it means there is a split, and that's obvious. That always happens in every country. You're going to have a band, a group that will be pro, and others are going to be against. Nothing new. I'm not saying nothing new about this. So this is the dynamic that we're going to start seeing during the month of June 2014. Okay, now we have here what I call the trilogy. The trilogy is composed by the Emperor, the Eight of Cups, and the Seven of Staff or Wand. And what we have here is a government that turns a little bit more rigid, strict laws that are going to be passed, trying to control the masses, we could say that, trying to control the economy, the finances. They're getting very strict, very rigid, very controlling. I hope that you get the message. And this is what we're going to start seeing. The tarot cards here are saying that there's a comeback to the same. So it's the same stuff, the same BS, like they say in the United States. The saying rubbish of government's implementation of laws and ideas, etc. Nothing is new, nothing is different. The idea is trying to control, trying to contain the mess, technically speaking. Okay? That's what we're going to start seeing during the month of June. And before I forget, also, there's a secret. And they're trying to keep that at bay without anyone else to know. And therefore, you're going to start seeing a lot of regulations related with the media, etc. Here we have the number 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups, letting us know that there's something related, promises, contract related with debt. So we have to pay attention. Does it mean the collapse of the market, a crash market? I don't know. But this is something related with spending, debt, and obviously promises related with debt. So it could mean that there are going to be loans that are going to be given away to countries that are doing poorly. And we can think about a few of them, like the IMF, that might intervene, might give money away. We could say that. But it could also mean that there is something going on related with promises and debt. And then here we have the 5 of Coins or Pentacles. And the 5 of Coins or Pentacles, when it's in this position, is letting us know that there is unemployment, a very harsh situation financially, economically, where people don't see the exit. When it's like that, it means 2 things. It is worse, or there is a door that is opening. But when we combine it with this other card that we have here, the Ace of Pentacles, what we have is a very interesting dynamic. It's like a comeback, like I said, it's a comeback. So it's like creating a loop, a short circuit, letting us know that the dynamic of stagnation is going to be there. There's nothing going to change. There is a short circuit, is a loop, a negative loop that is creating more and more harsh economic, financial situations into many people and into new countries. Okay, that's the dynamic that we're going to start seeing during the month of June 2014. Here we have the last portion of the reading. What we have here is the 9 of Swords, the 3 of Cups, and the Hermit. And this is a very straightforward reading. What it's letting us know that there's something, when it's like this, is when someone is praying, something stopped, and it stopped, is hanging there. The prayer has stopped, and whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And this is announcing a rupture of groups that are split apart. So technically speaking, we're talking about allies. And then there's an investigation. So it's very interesting. What the tarot cards are saying is that the dynamic of allies as we know them are going to change. There's going to be a sigma, a separation, a split. So in other words, those that were friends are going to be foes, and vice versa. We're going to start seeing a very interesting dynamic that highly probably is going to be elicited by an investigation. There's a secret, there's something going on behind the scenes that are going to elicit all this dynamic during June 2014.